18, he's sensitive. His gateways to the mind are always open. He's highly tuned to life around him. 19, he's flexible. He's pliable and resilient, not rigid in his thinking. 20, he has a sense of humor. He laughs easily and enjoys a good story. 21, he's curious and inquisitive. He's forever asking why. 23, he's versatile. He does many things well. 24, he's individualistic, non-conforming, aggressive, fearless. And 25, he's creative. He knows how to imagine, how to put combinations together and think in new terms. He thinks first and then judges his thoughts afterwards. That's the creative person. Well, how did you score as a creative person? Well, that's pretty good. 25 out of 25. That makes you about 1 in a million. You'll go far. An interesting true story appeared in the magazine, The American Salesman, and I'd like to pass it along to you. It'll show you the value of one good idea and what it can be worth. One day, an efficiency expert named Ivy Lee was interviewing Charles Schwab, president of Bethlehem Steel Company. Lee outlined his organization's service to Schwab and ended by saying, "With our service, you'll know how to manage better." To which Schwab replied, "I'm not managing as well now as I know how to. What we need is not more knowing, but more doing. Not knowledge, but action. If you can give us something to pep us up to do the things we already know we ought to do, I'll gladly listen to you and pay you anything within reason you ask." "Fine," answered Lee. "I can give you something in 20 minutes that'll step up your action and doing at least 50%. Schwab was interested, so Lee handed Schwab a blank note sheet from his pocket and said, "Write on this paper the 6 most important tasks you have to do tomorrow." Now, that took about 3 minutes. "Now number them in order of their importance," he said. That took about 5 minutes. Then Lee said, "Now put this paper in your pocket, and the first thing tomorrow morning, look at item 1 and start working on it until it's finished. Then tackle number 2 in the same way, then item 3, and so on. Do this until quitting time. Don't be concerned if you've only finished 1 or 2. You'll be working on the most important ones. The others can wait. If you can't finish them all by this method, you couldn't have with any other method either. And without some system, you'd probably not even have decided which was the most important. Do this every working day. After you've convinced yourself of the value of this system, have your men try it. Try it as long as you wish, and then send me a check for what you think it was worth." The whole interview between Lee and Schwab lasted about 20 or 30 minutes. In a few weeks, Schwab sent Lee a check for $25,000 with a letter saying the lesson was the most profitable from a money standpoint that he had ever learned. In 5 years, using this plan, it was largely responsible, they claim, for turning the, at that time, unknown Bethlehem Steel Company into the biggest independent steel producer in the world. And it helped to make Charlie Schwab $100 million and the best-known steel man in the world. Well, that's the story of the man who made...
What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, family? Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, the 2nd episode of the year. Happy New Year. If you guys can do me a favor and just go and blast this link out, and let's go get everybody on. Today's call is going to be one of those. It's literally going to be one of those. It's going to be another epic episode. This is episode number 69 of Coffee and Crypto. We're live on YouTube. We're going live on Zoom here in the next few minutes, guys. And I'm so grateful. But as we have more people that are rolling in, I'm sending out text messages right now to everybody that I care about, everybody that I respect, everybody that I love, because if they catch this information that I'm going to share today, I deep dove into the rabbit hole, and I'm ready to share this information. Today's call is entitled XRP and XLM, the blockchain companies for the future of global finance. Guys, I've been able to unravel some stuff. I've dove deep on some websites. I found some hidden documents, and that is why we call our Discord group the Secrets to Crypto and Money, because it is a secret, but it's not too secret if you find the people that can share this secret with you. Guys, go and blast this out and let them know to not miss this call. Sit back, listen to this personal development, and we will be getting started in the next couple of minutes. Thank you for being on time. Let's go.
Made $25,000 in about 30 minutes with a single great idea. And that was in the days when $25,000 was a fortune and you could keep all of it. Of course, the reason I've told you the story is twofold. One, since it worked so well for Charles Schwab, you might want to try the same thing yourself. You'll be pleasantly surprised at the number of things you will accomplish, and in far less time, simply by tackling them one at a time and in the order of their importance. And two, it goes a long way to show the value of an idea for improving a given situation. Ideas are, always have been, always will be, the most valuable things on earth. As Phelps put it, a great idea is usually original to more than one discoverer. Great ideas come when the world needs them. They surround the world's ignorance and press for admission. A woman asked me this question: isn't it better, Mr. Nightingale, for a person to realize his limitations? Well, I answered that I thought it fine for a person to realize his limitations if he knows what they are. Each of us knows that there are lots of fields in which we have little or no ability. But we should realize at the same time that there are fields in which we have not reached the limits of our ability, fields in which we will never reach the limits of our ability. The trouble with most people seems to be that they have a dwarfed and limited picture of themselves in their own minds, and as a result, never really know what their true abilities are. We marvel at the electronic brains man has invented and now uses in hundreds, thousands of applications, problem-solving machines, guided missiles with built-in guidance systems that can cause them to dive into the middle of a small target thousands of miles away. These electronic creatures of man's mind and imagination have built-in success mechanisms. Once given a target, they'll successfully accomplish their missions. Well, the human brain is similar, but 1,000,000 times more complex, more miraculous, and more efficient than the finest electronic device, or all of them put together. So then, how can a person recognize his limitations when he will never, during his entire life, learn to utilize all of his potential? If more people knew and understand that they have enormous possibilities that they habitually fail to use, or even know they have, they'd do a lot more living. They'd know more, do more, have more in 5 years' time than they'd otherwise accomplish in a lifetime. The more I study this subject, the more the real experts in the field uncover, the more convinced I become that a successful life can belong to anyone who makes the attempt to explore his own deep reservoirs of talent and generally unused ability. How do you make a man bigger? Of course, you can't make him bigger than he is, although in the years ahead, he can become a lot bigger than he is today. But you can make him a lot bigger than he thinks he is. Now, psychologists have long deplored the tragic loss to the community and the nation, and particularly to the individual.
We're going to get started in the next 3 minutes. All right, next 3 minutes, we'll be blasting off in the episode number 69. If you're tuning in on YouTube, don't go nowhere. If you're live on Zoom, don't click off. You need this information. Listen, it does not matter about how much money you make, because if you make all the money in the world, but you do not have the proper mindset to hold this crypto, everybody in the world is talking about what? I'm selling it, it's going down, I'm losing money. That's because they're not focused on the most important part, which is the 90%, the spiritual side. I got this from one of my mentors, all right? And I learned this 5 years ago, and it's absolutely changed my life. Guys, stick around, and I am ready to share this information with you guys in the next 2 minutes. Let's go.
Goes with the fact that at least 3 out of 4 persons underestimate themselves in the areas of energy, ability, talent, and brains. Now, that's at least 3 out of 4. The figure's probably a lot closer to 9 out of 10. But why do people underestimate themselves, and by doing so, miss out on the abundance they could know as a result of the greater contribution they could be making? I think they do this because of the simple fact that we tend to discount the familiar. No man is a prophet in his own town, or a hero to his own family. The stranger riding into town of Western fiction is always held in more awe and interest. He looms larger, old Charlie the blacksmith who was born and raised there. But the fact of the matter is that the stranger, Charlie, and the onlookers are all capable of greater effort and interest if they're given a big enough reason. Now, it's a fact that each of us has deep reservoirs of ability that we habitually fail to use. Now, why don't we use these great areas of sheer net profit for ourselves and the community? Well, I think there are 4 reasons. They're not good reasons, but they're reasons all the same. Number 1, we don't have to. Number 2, we're doing about as well as the next guy. Number 3, we're using averages as standards of satisfactory performance. And 4, we don't know we have so much reserve power and ability. We take ourselves for granted, while we give all kinds of credit to other people. And where we make our greatest mistake is in failing to realize the entirely new worlds of gratification, service, and reward that could be ours, that would be ours, if we live more fully extended, closer to our potential. The tired old refrain we hear on every side is, why should I knock myself out? Well, the matter of the fact is that we wouldn't knock ourselves out at all.
Let's take this last minute, family. I'm going to give it one more minute. Let's go blast this out. I need you guys to blast this out. Today's call, I promise you, like if you look, if you just give me a chance, today's call is going to change everything. I've done the research. I've done all the heavy lifting. All you got to do is show up. Ain't that a gift? I mean, like, what's the greatest gift? The greatest gift I can give you guys in 2023 is me just doing the research. I've done it all. I've laid it out for you. All you got to do is just show up, send the link out, and just make sure others are onto this information because, whether they get it or not, we are going to be in a different position in 2025. I promise you guys. I can't make many promises, but one promise I know for myself is that by 2025, we are going to be in a completely different space. Guys, I'm ready to take off. Let's get to this information. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, episode number 69. Guys, we are almost into episode number 70. That will leave us 30 episodes away from 100 episodes. Guys, we will be a century of episodes in. How are y'all feeling today, man? Just drop it in the chat box. And if you guys are tuning in on YouTube, please make sure that you smash the like button on this episode. And if you want to know how you can get into the Zoom itself so you can join in on the private community that we have, you want to make sure that you get locked in to the Discord community that we've built. I'm completely optimistic about 2023. I feel like Brad Garlinghouse right now. I'm optimistic about 2023. If y'all don't feel the energy that's coming from my spirit right now, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you guys. I'm full of energy. I'm full of abundance. And I know one thing's for sure, and two things is for certain, that we are set up to be able to be a part of the greatest wealth transfer of human history, modern human history. There is nothing bigger than what we are about to experience together, guys. Everybody's talking about crypto right now. Everybody and their mama is talking about crypto right now. Everybody. Not just a few people, but everybody. And it kind of reminds me of the biblical scripture that says all things are possible. You got to under things that it's not just the small things that's going to be possible this year. It's not just the medium things. It's not the things on the right side of money. It's not the things on the left side of money. It's not the things on the top. It's not the things on the bottom. It's all things that are about to be possible for us in by 2025. This will be the biggest and the largest wealth transfer known to man. And you have the opportunity. But again, it's only an opportunity if you take advantage of the opportunity. It's only an opportunity if you go about it and you actually take advantage of the opportunity. Drop something that you're grateful for in the chat box for me, family. I want you guys to drop something in the chat box that you're grateful for. It's 2023. We're 5 days in. You have less than 365 days. You have 360 days to get it together. 360 days to figure this thing out for yourself. What is this going to be like for you? What is this? What is it going to be like? And I'm about to go to the comments and I'm going to read some of these comments. I'm ready to read them. Creativity. Woo! That was a good one, Janet. Creativity. How creative can you be? The man that will win in this industry, in life, will be the person that is the most creative, the person that is the most productive, the person that takes full advantage of their time, the person that is at the highest level of health. I work out every single day now. I'm becoming addicted to the gym. I found me a gym in Atlanta. I'm loving this gym. It has everything I need. And I'm in there every single day. I can either play basketball, I can go for a swim, I can hop in the jacuzzi, I can go to the sauna. I can do everything I need to do to take care of my health. And the problem with people, and the reason why you don't leverage the art of working out, is because you have not found a way to be creative with your time. See, time is something that you have to be creative with. Time is something you have to be creative with. You only get 24 hours a day. How creative can you be with those 24 hours? It's all about creativity. So let's get creative today, guys. Today's episode is going to be one of those where we're going to dive into XRP as always. But there's one coin that we don't dive into on this call much, and that's XLM. We're going to spend today talking about XLM and the Stellar blockchain. Oh, I hope y'all are ready. If you're ready, drop some coffee emojis in the chat box. Fire me up one time. Get me hot one time. And let's get to this money. Let's get to this bag. It's right here in front of us right now. And all of us have the ability to take full advantage of what's about to happen. Guys, welcome to Coffee and Crypto, the #1 cryptocurrency morning show in all of the interweb. Coin market cap right now, guys, we're at $872 billion, well under $1 trillion, guys. We are in a super discounted market. All right, a super discounted market. If we go and look at the total cryptocurrency market cap after all time, if we go to the all-time metrics, all right, and we pull this up, we saw the total crypto market cap go almost to $3 trillion, about $2.8 trillion. So for us to be down to $800 billion is absolutely insane. And I can understand how people who did not have the proper guidance, people who did not have the proper community, people who did not have the proper leadership to leverage, right? It's all about leverage. One thing I'm learning about wealthy people is they leverage. They understand the art of leveraging their time, but also leveraging their resources. But number one, leveraging the people around you. Do you understand that I am a resource that you could leverage, but you'll never get to leverage me if you don't pay my fee? Listen, I've been doing this for 5 years. 5 years. There's people that have been doing this as long as me, and they have shows. I watch shows all the time, and they really are not diving into the rabbit hole. They're sharing the same content over and over and over again, hoping that they will build a community based off that same content. Guys, we never, not one time on this show, regurgitate information. Why? Because there's something new that happens every second in cryptocurrency, but you have to be plugged in. Or you got to find someone. You got to find a group that's more plugged in. If you're in the Discord group right now, I want to challenge you guys to get more plugged in. When you're finding things about the cryptocurrency space, drop articles in the chat box. Drop articles inside of the Discord. Share with the community. Share with the community. Share with others. This is how we make sure that we're all set up to receive the blessing that's already promised for us. This is already promised for us. So let's get it, right? So let's go back to the top coins. Bitcoin, all right, coming in at 16.8 right now. 16.857.60. It just changed. 16.860 to be exact. Ethereum coming in at 12.51, right? Tether still disconnected from its peg. USDC still sitting strong on its peg. Oh, yes, a lot of information going to come out about Tether this year. XRP sitting at 34 cents. Take a screenshot for yourself. I want everybody to take a screenshot of this moment. It is January 5th, 10:17. It's my angel number right now. It's January 5th, 10:17. Take the screenshot and send it to me. Somebody text it to me. I can't take it right now. Hopefully you took the screenshot. It was literally 10:17 on January 5th, and we saw a 34-cent XRP. Do you know how blessed we are? Let's keep pushing forward. I'm about to show you how blessed you are. Thank you. I appreciate whoever sent it to me. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Send your name. If you text that to me, also send, I think I know who that is. I believe I know who that is already. I'm sorry I don't got your number saved. I'm going to do better in 2023. I still love everybody. I'm doing better. All right. We can only get better. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, blessed. I appreciate you, blessed. Let's go. I already know who that is. But I appreciate you sending me that, man. All right. But let's get it. So this is from ProCoin News. All right. And I'm pretty sure we can go to the World Economic Forum and find this too if you really want me to deep dive. But this came out January 2nd by Vince. You know what I mean? Another bullish Vince. You know, hey, it's something about those Vincents, man. Those Vincents just be in the rabbit hole. All right. But this Vince right here, he actually did this. All right. January 2nd of 2023. He said in a recent post by Dante Disparte of the World Economic Forum, they write that crypto is an integral part of the economy moving forward into 2023 and beyond. This is from the World Economic Forum, right? It's no secret that the World Economic Forum wields massive influence over governments and global affairs, and their recent comments could be interpreted as very bullish for crypto and digital assets. Right? Desparte writes on behalf of the World Economic Forum. Let's listen to what he wrote. While the underlying technology of cryptography and blockchain is generalized to all industries and coordinates, right? And coordinating activities, collectively, the building blocks of Web3, experimentation at the core of the financial services, among other sectors, continues unabated. Okay. Indeed, as a test of the staying power of digital assets and blockchains at the core of financial services and other areas of the global economy, watch what the big banks and mature financial services firms do, not what they say. Watch what they do. This came from Disparte of the World Economic Forum. You want to watch what the big players are doing, not what they say. What up, Bai? Shout out to my Bai just logged in. Arguably, just as boards and executive teams reluctantly own their cybersecurity and digital transformation mandates. Come on, y'all. Listen, the embrace of crypto technology is equally inevitable, even if the term feels like a bad word. For all its fault, this technology remains a protagonist. Guys, I went somewhere last night after I left the gym, hung out a little bit in the city, okay? And I was at this spot. It was a pita spot, getting some pita, getting some Mediterranean food. And this gentleman, well, it was three of them. They were talking about stock options. And I was standing there just looking. And they was like, the way you looking at us, you must trade. I said, yeah, but not stock options. I was like, crypto. Man, it's all no. Oh, we don't mess with crypto. We don't do this. We don't do that. We don't mess. And I'm like, why? What? I asked them, what's your story? You know, the next time someone seems to be burnt from crypto, just ask them, what's your story? Oh man, the stories they'll tell. So let's push forward to crypto Twitter. I got a video that I want to show you guys. Shout out to King Valix on Twitter. The comment says, oh, look, universal basic income starting in the UK now in 2023. Still think it's going to happen in 20 years? Still think there's much time left? Probably nothing, though. XRP crypto CBDC. Let's listen to what's about to happen. This is from the UK government. I can't make this up, family. Listen up.
Today, we've announced that this spring, millions of those on the lowest incomes will get £301 directly into their bank accounts. This is the first of several payments direct from the government to the most vulnerable people's pockets in 2023 and early 2024. In addition, there will be 2 more payments for low-income families of around £300, meaning they will receive up to £900. On top of this, for many pensioners, there is an extra £300. And for millions of disabled people, an additional £150 payment. This all means some households could receive as much as £1,350. No one will need to apply for any of these payments as they are paid automatically.
Woo! Wow.
This is all part of a £26 billion package for 2023 and beyond to help every household in the UK with the rising cost of living. They build on similar payments sent to millions of families last year as we continue to shield those in need from global pressures fueling rising prices.
Let's go. So, hey, I want to shout out Tuskegee for being heavy on the call. Shout out to Drew, man. Hey, Drew, I finally got you here, brother. Enjoy the show. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, the #1 cryptocurrency morning show in the world. And if you're tuning in on YouTube right now, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, man, listen, make sure you guys smash that like button. All right, subscribe. Don't short me, and definitely don't play yourself like DJ Khaled said, because we are the best. Guys, it is a global, listen, universal basic income is on the way. It's already happening. Let's go. It's already happening. It already happened here. Those stimulus checks that y'all got, they wanted to see how excited you got. Them PPPs that everybody went out and got, they just wanted to see how excited you got. You got to understand that what's about to happen, what's about to transpire, there's a shift that is happening in front of our eyes, and I am going to prove it to you. But all you got to do is just stick around for this show, and I'm going to unfold the secrets to crypto and money. Ripple CEO optimistic about achieving crypto regulatory clarity in the US in 2023. He is optimistic. I told you guys I'm optimistic. I'm feeling like Gary Gensler. Not Gary Gensler. Well, I'm feeling like him too. All right, I think he optimistic as well. He optimistic for that check. I'm optimistic for the check too, Gary. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I'm optimistic like Brad Garlinghouse. All right, I'm optimistic like Brad. Okay. Now, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has voiced his optimism about the prospects of achieving regulatory clarity for cryptocurrency in the US in 2023, meaning, listen up, meaning that Ripple XRP, the token XRP, will be the only coin in 2023, I believe, that will get regulatory clarity, and it will set the standard for what will happen in cryptocurrency. Do not pay attention to what's happening with FTX. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That was already going to happen. And if you don't think it's going to happen to another exchange like Coinbase or Binance or KuCoin or Kraken or who else? Any of them. It can happen to any of them. But one thing that you got to understand is that you cannot leave your assets on these exchanges. That's why you have wallets, right? So commenting on the first day of the 118th Congress, Garlinghouse pointed to bills such as, right, the Securities Clarity Act, the Cryptocurrency Facilitation for Investors and Digital Assets Act, and the Clarification of Digital Tokens Act. These are all bills that are working on being passed through the United States, all right, through the government, through the White House, through Congress, through the Senate. It is happening right now on Capitol Hill in DC. They're meeting daily, amongst meeting about inflation, all right? So the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, says that they believe, and this came out today at 1:41 a.m. on Reuters, the U.S. inflation has not turned the corner yet. IMF's Gopinath warns everybody. Inflation in the United States has not turned the corner. It's too early for the Federal Reserve to declare victory in the fight on rising prices. Why is that? The reason why is because of the labor market remains tight right now. You got to understand that job openings have fallen 54,000 to 10.458 million in November. So the amount of jobs that are actually open have fallen in November. Okay, voluntary quit increase. So people who are quitting jobs are voluntarily quitting. They're not just being laid off. Layoffs are low. People are not trying to lay people off. They don't even have enough people to work. But people are saying, hey, I'm finding other ways to make money. What up, Jess? I'm finding other ways to make money. I'm finding other ways to get to the bag. I'm finding ways to do it through real estate. Guys, I told you, I'm in real estate now. Why? Because I'm not settling for a job. I'm not settling for being just over broke. I'm going to create. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. I told somebody yesterday, I said, I'm a billionaire. They were like, well, show me the money. I said, I don't got to show you anything, because what a man believes in his heart, so is he. Listen, prices paid by factories for inputs are tumbling. Manufacturing contracts for second month in December's. You got to understand that a lot of stuff is happening in the US right now. The Fed is engaged in its fastest interest rate hike since the 1980s. Since the 1980s, history will always repeat itself. But where will you be when it repeats itself? There were 1.74 jobs for every unemployed person in November. Professional and business services reported an additional 212,000 job openings, while vacancies increased 39,000 in non-durable good manufacturing. Guys, we can go through this whole entire article. We don't have time for it, but I recommend that you guys go and do your due diligence. It's very important, because if we continue to see inflation rise and we continue to see them continue to increase in interest rates to be able to hedge against this inflation, and if that continues to happen, that means that people won't be able to afford to even get to people won't even be able to afford to go to work. People can't afford gas. So what do you do if you're an employer and you have a manufacturing company, you have a warehouse, you have an office space, and people can't afford to get there because of gas prices? People can't afford to get there because they can't even afford to put food on their families' table for their families to eat the proper types of food. Guys, a lot is happening right now, and we have to be in the know. Right? Moving on. U.S. government seizes Robinhood shares worth $460 million. The U.S. government did this in its fraud case against FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. I just told you guys, you can't trust these exchanges. Robinhood is getting $460 million worth of assets seized. That's big. Come on, guys. Why is this happening? Well, the government, let's read, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Robinhood market shares as part of the fraud case against Sam Bankman-Fried, founder of the failed crypto firm FTX. The government also has taken control of assets and bank accounts that were part of a bankruptcy case involving one unit of the FTX empire in the Bahamas, right? The seizures began as part of the fraud case, okay? The shares right now are worth $460 million and have been claimed by various creditors of FTX who filed court cases to try to gain control of them. In the comments, I want you guys to let me know, what do you think they should do with this money? $460 million. I believe that they should seize it and they should maybe give it back to some of the investors. Maybe split it amongst the investors. That way people feel like, hey, I got something back for what I lost. But I don't believe that that's what's about to happen with the money. I believe that's going to be mismanaged funds that's still happening, right? Investors always get paid last. The governments will keep it. I believe that, right? So let's keep moving forward. Bank of England answers professional questions about an upcoming CBDC wallet. And this is what's going to lead us into what we're going to talk about today, dealing with XRP and XLM Stellar. If you want to know what cryptocurrencies you should be investing into, what are the ones that I'm going to bat for, that I'm putting my entire reputation in this industry on, you want to stick around to the end of this show. The Bank of England answered more than 70 questions for applicants who wish to win over the $244,000 contract. Okay. There were 20 companies that submitted their applications and handed in their questions before December 25th. That was the deadline. Following, the Bank of England's published their questions asked by the competing providers and gave its answers that aim to offer insights into the project. According to the Bank of England, it wants to create a back-end server for a core ledger, a mobile wallet application, and a merchant website. The bank clarified that it is not yet committed to developing a sample wallet and will only use the proof of concept to expand its knowledge. The Bank of England wrote, "We're using this proof of concept to deepen our knowledge and understanding of how CBDC products could possibly interact with each other." A lot of you all don't know what CBDCs is. You're brand new to this show. So let me show you what CBDCs are. Okay, they are central bank digital currencies. There's a website you can go to called cbdctracker.com. Okay, I don't know if I can pull this up. I'm going to try again. Okay, let me actually try this. Let me see. Let me see if I can let me see if I can secure this. Matter of fact, let's go to Internet Explorer. That's why you got multiple browsers, right? cbdctracker.org. For some reason, I cannot access it today. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. All right, well, I'm going to keep it pushing forward because we don't have time to waste. However, the cbdctracker.com is a website, or .org is a website that you can go to. You can, I might want to write that down, but you can go to this website, okay, and you can see all the countries that are established in central bank digital currencies. This is so real, okay, and I have proof in video concept right here, right now. Now, this right here, this video, okay, was pulled, all right, by this gentleman right here, all right, and I shared this full, I shared the full video. If you're in my Discord, I shared this in the Coffee and Crypto section of our Discord. It was by Timothy Masad. He's a research fellow, but he was also, Timothy was also, Mr. Masad was also, I believe, on the high up in the CFTC, this the CFTC a while ago. But his name is Timothy Masad. You want to take a look and look him up. But I'm going to play this video clip from what he said. Now, he was the former CFTC chairman. That's it. Okay. He says Bitcoins was not a payment system. It's a speculative investment, and it's not a payment system for a lot of reasons. Price is volatile. I think it don't meet the test of money. BTC is highly concentrated with ownership and mining. Listen up to this video.
Okay. All right. So I may go over a little bit. If you have to leave, just leave. Can I just continue? Is that okay? Okay. So we're going to talk about Bitcoin and altcoins and just kind of general regulation of those. This is a chart of the largest. Of course, Bitcoin is the largest by far. Then Ethereum. Tether is in there. So you're all probably familiar with this. I mean, the price, was above 60,000 last fall. More mainstream institutions entering. You can easily purchase it in lots of different ways. We now have Bitcoin futures ETFs, but of course, the flip side is it's not a payment system, right? I mean, it's a speculative investment, and it's not a payment system for a lot of reasons. the price is volatile. There's very low transactions per second, but also it's a tax event. When you use it, there's a tax event there. You're supposed to pay taxes every time. And of course, now that IRS has even put a question on the form 1040, have you sold or exchanged cryptocurrencies this year? You got to check yes or no. And of course, there's the energy and efficiency problem. So, I don't think it meets the test of money. The other thing, some of the other things that are quite interesting about Bitcoin, though, I think a lot of people overlook or don't know, is it's highly concentrated in terms of both ownership of Bitcoin and the mining capacity. There was a recent MIT paper that concluded, based on really extensive analysis, that 50 miners control 50% of the mining capacity. And if you're familiar with Bitcoin, you know how blockchain works. You know that blockchain is immutable unless, of course, 51% of miners decide it needs to be changed. Well, if you've already got 50, controlling 50, it's not hard to imagine collusion there. So that's a risk. But of course, the technology is important.
All right. So that was his. Now, again, he's the former chair of the CFTC. Now, okay, let's actually spend some time. Remember now, this show is built on research. So let's go and do the research. Timothy Masad, he's a chairperson of the CFT. He's the chairperson of the CFTC. Okay. Now, let's see if we can find here it is. So Tim Masad, all right, he's a fellow, okay, at the Harvard Kennedy School, Masavar Rahmani Center for Business and Government, okay? He's been writing articles for years, okay? If you really want to deep dive into this space, you will tap into the Harvard Kennedy School, okay? And go and take some of their courses online. Go and understand this, because this is what's going to allow us to be able to be at the top of fintech, right? Especially if you want a job or you want to create a career in the fintech space. Harvard Kennedy School for Business and Government is a top school that I would highly recommend. All right. So that is a gentleman that you're listening to speak. Now, I wanted to ask Mr. Branch, did you have Michael, did you have something that I saw your hand raised? Did you have something that you wanted to share with the community or share on the call, or did you make a mistake and raise your hand? Okay. I think that it might have been he might not have it. Okay, cool. Oh, let me check. Okay, no problem. All right, cool. Let's keep pushing, right? So now this is another video by 801 XRP, okay, on Twitter. It says Timothy Masad, former CFTC former CFTC, says that the US payment system, cross-border payment system, and the RTP, which is real-time payment systems and financial inclusion, a CBDC would help all these systems. Now, I'm not pro CBDC, right? But I know that it's coming, because from this moment forward, I'm going to show you proof after proof, concept after concept after this video that this is the future. So listen up to this last video that I have to show you on this Twitter page.
Of us as individuals don't see. So our payment system in the US is bank dominated. It's largely funded by deposits. It's safe and it's well tested. It, generally works pretty smoothly, but it is relatively slow and expensive compared to what we call real-time payment systems in other countries. And I think that's due basically to insufficient competition, which has resulted in insufficient innovation by our banks. So what are the advantages of CBDCs? Well, first, of course, greater efficiency, lower cost. We pay the percentage that we pay for payments, is around 3%. It's pretty high. Merchants obviously have to make, payments to Visa and MasterCard. Banks charge fees. Now, we may not see that directly, but it is rolled into prices. And so the fees for the US payment system are higher than in other countries that have modernized their system.
Now let me pause this. So and we're gonna go through this as I take you guys through the Stellar blockchain and kind of what their utility and use case will be for the world, for the global market, which it will be for consumers. However, one of the greatest disadvantages that we have today in our global financial system, all right, our payment system, is how slow it is, how costly it is, and how inefficient it is. This is what he's explaining in this, and this is why a CBDC, which will be backed on certain blockchain technologies, right? So we are investing into the plumbing of the future of money, right? The plumbing. It's like if you build a house, but you're the company that has that has all of the pipes to go underneath buildings, underneath commercial buildings, homes, everything, you will be rich, because every single building in the world, there's no building in the world that does not have plumbing, right? There's no building in the world that does not have a plumbing infrastructure. So if we knew that every building in the world was going to have a plumbing infrastructure, and we had invested into the plumbing system of the world, we would be multi-billionaires, and you never even know our names right now. We would be the Carnegies. This is what we're investing into. Keep listening, family.
More than we have. Cross-border payments in particular. If you've had to do any cross-border payments, you may have found that, well, they were a little slow and costly, and particularly for people, the lower rungs of the income ladder, who might be sending remittances home to families, immigrant workers, for example, it can be very expensive. They can be paying 5 to 10% of the value of the payment goes in fees. A lot of people advocate for CBDCs because they say, well, cash is declining in use. In the US, it actually has not really been declining that quickly. Now, the pandemic has maybe changed that some. But CBDCs, I think, are important in that regard, because we all kind of just want to use more electronic money. But most people who are in this space do not talk about this as replacing cash. There would still be cash. Another advantage is financial inclusion, meaning making financial services more accessible, particularly for people of lower means who are underserved. And I'll get to that in a little more detail in a moment. And then there's these kind of broader arguments. Well, the whole economy is digitizing, so we need to do this. And from the standpoint of the role of the dollar internationally, it's very important today. It's the main means of payment, reserve currency of the world. Don't we need to do this? And those arguments, I think, are important. They're sometimes a little fuzzy in the analysis. You can kind of press on that a little bit. Well, exactly how? Or are there other ways we could address those objectives? But those are there too. But let me spend a moment on financial inclusion. So how could a CBDC improve financial inclusion? Well, one way is certain models of a CBDC actually call for the Fed, the Federal Reserve, to create retail accounts. All of us could have an account at the Fed. It would be very low cost. So that would be a way to address the fact that some people don't have bank accounts because they find them too expensive or they can't even get them. Simply speeding up payments helps lower income people in particular.
All right, here we go. So Harvard, okay, the Harvard report, okay, Ripple and Stellar Lumens, XLM, will be the backbone of payment systems of the future. This came out January 3rd of 2023. I told you guys, I keep it fresh. Drop those coffee emojis. The Harvard report explains how Ripple and Stellar can facilitate faster settlements of CBDCs worldwide. Okay, Ripple, XRP, and Stellar Lumens have thus become a go-to choice for several international businesses. Now, this was a report that came out by Harvard. Y'all already know that I had to hit y'all with this right here. So let me go pull it up real quick. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up, but I went and found the report. I went and found the Harvard report myself. Okay, I'm pulling it up right now for you guys, and we're gonna go through this document together. Okay, we're gonna go through this document together. All right, I need y'all to put y'all thinking caps on here. All right, let's get ready because we're about to dive down the rabbit hole. Okay, Harvard FinTech online short course by Dr. Jayesh Mehta. All right, the road to the U.S. digital dollar. Okay, the road to the U.S. digital dollar. Let's keep pushing forward. So where are we? 2021, August of 2021, possible first step by feds to issue the U.S. CBDC. Okay, 2023, the FedNow federal digital system will go live this year in 2023 based on the Harvard report. Okay, in this, here's their agenda. Introduction, problem statement, and proposed solutions. Background and cross-border transfer terminology. Cross-border, anytime you see that, think of XRP and XLM. Fundamental difference between fiat and digital transactions, the current cross-border transfer infrastructure, digital dollar evolution and why digital dollar. All right, salient features of a digital dollar. What is a blockchain? Basics of XLM and XRP blockchains. They're teaching this to their students in Harvard. Come on, guys. This is the future. So how does it work? Fiat transactions, accounts. I am, therefore I own. Okay. Digital tokens. I know. Ooh, I didn't even read this. Y'all got to peep this gem. When it comes to fiat transactions, I am, therefore I own. When it comes to digital tokens, it's I know, therefore I own. So you can only own it if you know about it. You can only own it if you know about it. Let's keep pushing. Cross-border transaction shortcomings, proposed solutions. The fiat transaction process shown in the previous slide is cumbersome and prone to fraud, tempering, and human errors. Let's go look at it. So with the fiat system, okay, so it says IMA transfer one from my account to C's account. Okay, so you get an ID of A. Okay, there's no security in between this. When it comes to the blockchain and digital side, you have what's called a private key. Remember now, when it comes to this entire industry, and it comes to the safety, when you want to know why blockchain, it's because of something known as encryption and decryption. Encryption and decryption. You encrypt it through through what's called the private key, and you decrypt it through the private key. You need the private key to decrypt the code, to decrypt the matrix of this finance. Okay. Now, why the digital dollar? Okay. Blockchain technology is sufficiently mature to address needs of a fiat currency in the digital format. In addition, AI and machine language are evolving rapidly. FX, which is Forex trading platforms, are now AI and somewhat machine language compatible. Smartphone and internet-based global and national trade have expanded significantly. Two blockchain-based protocols, Ripple and Stellar, are gaining popularity as the coins of choice for many international businesses. Guys, I don't have time to go through this entire article. I will drop it inside the Discord. So if you're inside of my Discord, okay, if you're inside the Discord, you will have access to this so you can go through it, okay? But it says that Stellar and the attendant native cryptocurrency Lumens are interesting concepts. In simplest terms, XLM is a global currency, like currency without borders, that can be redeemed in any fiat currency of your choice, lest that be dollars, British pounds, Bitcoins, or Indian rupees. In fact, according to Stellar Communication, it has no owner. If anything, it is owned by the public. The software runs across a decentralized open network and handles millions of transactions each day. Like Bitcoin and Ethereum, Stellar rises on blockchain to keep the network in sync, but the end user experience is more like cash. Stellar is much faster, cheaper, and more energy efficient than typical blockchain-based systems. We're not going to read about XRP, guys. We talk about that way too much on this show. So if you need to know more about it, go back to some of the other episodes. Now, let's continue to push forward. Now, I went on Stellar's website and I found this. This is one of their solutions. Stellar for CBDC, central bank digital currencies. This is on their website, okay? A growing number of central banks around the world are exploring the possibility of central bank digital currencies, okay? We all know that is to be true, okay? Now, Stellar was built precisely with the use case in mind. Allow trusted issuers to create digital representations of their assets. Stellar is uniquely suited to CBDCs precisely because it capitalizes on the trust inherent in asset issuers. You got to understand that the website that they've built for Stellar, the reason why we don't know about it as consumers right now is because it's not even for us to know. We're just going to use the technology. It's not really for us to really know, right? You guys are blessed to be on this show and to have educators and people who are deep diving to put this into reality for you so it really makes sense, okay? Now, I want you guys to listen to this. Governance power stems from the value of assets in the ledger and participants' desire to remain in sync with the parties who issue and redeem those assets. The interoperability, security, and safety of these assets can be ensured even without any single entity having control of the underlying infrastructure. In fact, it is because there is no single source of control that the system maintains the necessary protections. Let's continue to push forward. Okay, now, Stellar for cross-border payments. I told you guys to keep that cross-border word in mind. Millions of businesses around the world contribute to nearly $2 trillion in cross-border payments each year. The most common method for U.S. business to move funds across borders is called SWIFT today. If you guys did not know, SWIFT is being replaced by a protocol. And if you're brand new, write this down. The protocol is called ISO 20022. I will be posting the link to that in the Discord. I got you all. That's why you're in the Discord, so that we can make sure that those happen. And make sure you guys hold me accountable. That way, all right, I can easily just forget to drop it. So you guys hold me accountable. Okay. Now, I want to give this to you guys in order. Okay. Now, where was this? Where was this at? Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to find this. There was one key point that I wanted to make to you all. It'll come to me. Okay, now, how cross-border payments happen in the traditional world. You have a service provider, you have a customer's bank, you have a correspondent bank. Now, let's read it. The service provider issues an invoice. The customer's bank wires the home currency to the correspondent person's bank on the other side. The correspondent person's bank converts and sends out in the new currency. So I send my US dollar to Japan, okay? My bank is going to get a fee. The correspondent's bank is going to get a fee because they have to do a Forex fee. Why? Because of the fact that they have to do a conversion through the SWIFT system. Then the receiving bank, all right, the service provider receives the payments. All four of these are going to charge you a fee. You have 4 fees. Now, if we come down to how Stellar works, we cut out who? We cut out the bank. We cut out the banks and we replace the bank with what's called anchors, or AKA bridges. How does this work? You still have a service provider and you also have a receiving bank, but you don't need those intermediaries. All you need is what's called anchors, right? Now, the Stellar combines the power of frictionless blockchain-based pathways for payments with local partners to provide on and off ramps to the world's currencies. These partners, called anchors, move value. It's not about money, it's about value. This could be a real estate transaction, this could be an NFT, this could be a governmental contract. It moves the value on the Stellar network while accepting and paying out traditional currency in their local geography. Okay, now, what are anchors? I pulled this up for you on the Stellar website. Anchors connect the Stellar network to traditional banking rails so that all the world's currencies can interoperate on a single seamless platform. Okay, you got to understand that today, okay, every single region around the world has their own payment scheme. Okay, you have SEPA, which is in Europe. You have ACH, which is in the US. You have SPEI. Okay, but the problem is none of these are interoperable. None of them connect. There's no bridge. And so what Stellar's Anchors is doing is they're serving as the bridge between the sender bank and the recipient bank. And it speeds up the process. It lowers the fees. This is very, very, very important, family. Okay. Now, some of the examples of active anchors on the Stellar network is MoneyGram, okay, which uses USDC, okay? And I'm gonna show you all of the anchors, guys. You have Binance, you have something called Bilira, which is in Turkey. You have Bitfinex for Taiwan. These are all countries. You have Bitso for Mexico, Brazil, Argentina. You have Bittrex for the USA. You have Busha for Nigeria. You have Bybit, which does international. You have Circle, which does international. You have Kronos for Argentina. You have ClickPesa, which is for Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda. You have CoinCheck for Japan, CLPX for Chile. Do you guys see what is happening here? They are building through all of these things are connected. Michael Branch said, don't know who knows this, but the Stellar code is the same code as XRP. Jed McClare, who created the code, left Ripple and took the code with him, hence XLM. Thank you, Mr. Branch, for dropping that gem. Now, MoneyGram. How many people know about MoneyGram? Drop a 7 in the chat box if you know about MoneyGram. How many people ever used MoneyGram before? Drop a 7 in the chat box if you've ever used MoneyGram. Drop a 7 if you know somebody that used MoneyGram. MoneyGram has over 300,000 locations worldwide. If you didn't know, XRP, Ripple was the first blockchain partner of MoneyGram. When they got sued by the SEC, MoneyGram moved over and came to Stellar. Why did they do that? Because you got to understand something, and I'm going to break it down for you guys right now. Stellar is for the people. XRP Ripple is for the institutions. We're not even supposed to own XRP. So if you have not bought XRP yet, I got one simple question for you right now. Why? We have the ability to invest in something that's going to run out. There were a certain amount of XRP coins that were intended for us, the retail investor. When they run out of XRP on these exchanges, best to believe there will not be any more. And if there is, it's going to come from the institutional side. Institutions are not going to sell you XRP for what price, family? I told you to take a screenshot. 34 cents. It cannot operate that way. It cannot operate that way, family. I want to read this to you guys. Now, before I read that, let's go back to this video. What did she say? They talked about universal basic income, right? This lady, a part of the UK government, what did she say they were doing? They were getting ready to send out basically more money, stimulus checks. They got billions of dollars of money to send out. I want you guys to read this one line right here. Rather focused on increased competition in financial services, greater ease of distributing social benefit payments, greater ease of distributing social benefit payments, or bringing safety and security to the unbanked. Central banks are imagining the promise and possibility of CBDCs, which is being built on what? Stellar, because of these anchors. What makes Stellar different from all other blockchains is these anchors. But you got to also understand that there are other oracles and other companies that you have to understand that are playing, so they all work together. That's why we tell you to invest. Okay, and again, this is not financial advice, but that's why I'm telling you that I'm investing. Okay, you don't have to invest into it if you don't believe into it. But I'm investing into XRP, XLM, XDC, hbar, Quant, Algorand, IOTA, ISO 20022 compliant coins. Okay. All right. So that's all I got for y'all right now. You know, that's what I've been able to dig up out the, out the mud for y'all for today's episode, going into 70th episode. What I want to do is encourage anybody that has questions. This is our Q&A session. So if you're on YouTube, I want to say I'm sorry that you won't be able to ask questions or engage in the Q&A session, but we always have a Q&A session at the end of Coffee and Crypto, okay, to engage with our community. If you have one thing that you learned, or loved about today, please raise up your hand. Raise your hand. I cannot read the comments. Please raise your hand and ask your question if you have a question. Okay. I do not give advice on ledgers on the show. Why? Because of the fact that that's why we have the Discord channel. All right. So I do not give out that stuff. I give enough on this show. All right. If I give enough on the show. All right. Go do the research on the best ledgers. All right. But I will not give that information on the show, just because of the fact that there's so many different ledgers out there, family. And I want you guys to go and do your due diligence. Okay. Do your due diligence on ledgers. Okay. On wallets. Okay. Now, I appreciate Matthew for raising their hand. I did want to let you guys know that I have opened back up the Discord while I'm waiting on more people to raise their hand up that may have questions or have any comments. But we have opened up the Discord group. We have a couple people that have joined. If you're interested in joining the Secrets of Crypto and Money Discord group, if you love what you see here, just drop a 5 in the chat box. That way I'm gonna use a different number. If you're interested in joining our Discord group, if you're not in the Discord group, please drop a 5 in the chat box. I want to make sure that I get up with you and make sure that I get you into the Discord, get you over the link. That way you can gain access. And if you're in the Discord and you are not paying, I will be taking you out. It's $50 a month. All right. That's a small price to pay for the amount of information. We go over technical analysis. We have 5 trading calls a week. If you cannot pay $50 for the value, all right, if you're not willing to do that, I will have to remove you from the group. I love you. I support you. I appreciate you being on Coffee and Crypto. You can keep coming here for free. But if you're going to join in with our group, all right, it is $50. I'm going to go and check who's not paid, I will be giving you a call. And if you don't answer, sorry. But we got to get more organized this year. You got to pay. Listen, you got to pay the price. There's a price to pay, and you got to pay the price for this information. It's valuable, and I know how valuable it is, guys. I want you to succeed, but you have to sow. You have to sow in order to reap. $50 a month is nothing to become a millionaire one day. Matthew, the floor is yours, my brother.
What's going on, Vince? How's everybody doing? I just want to say thank you for being one of the most potent, valuable information sources that we have out here, at least with ISO 222 information. I just wanted to ask if it was possible to get that document in the chat or just anywhere at some point.
Yeah,
whenever you're free.
Yep, I'm about to. What I'll do is right now, while we're waiting on the, I know we had somebody else. I think Jamel. I'm gonna call on him as well. I know your hand was raised. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that in the chat box for you all right now.
I appreciate that, Vince. Thank you, man. That's all I had.
And if you're on YouTube, click the link. Click the link in the bio. Okay, click the link in the bio, and you can join. I have the Discord link in the bio. Actually, if you're on YouTube, click the link in the bio and set up a free 15-minute consultation with me. If you're on YouTube, you want to join the Discord, please. What I would like for you to do, okay? What would make the most sense is to book a consultation. Okay. First off, I want to make sure that this group is for you. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste any, I don't want to waste your money. This group is for specific people. So click the link. It's inside of my bio on YouTube. And you can join there. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to go ahead and drop this article for you all inside of the Discord group. That way I don't forget. So give me 1 second and I'm going to drop that for you all. Y'all give me a little, I'll drop it after the show. I can't figure it out right now. I drop it after the show, but I got y'all. It's coming. All right, it's coming. All right, Miss Zuli, the floor is on you.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, Vincent. Again, I did not get to say on Tuesday, Happy New Year, and great to be back.
Yes,
just wonderful to see everyone. And one of the things that comes up for anything that's foreign or strange is fear. And one of the things as we read or learn this morning about what's happening in the UK with a universal pay, and I also saw in the chat that Janet mentioned that it had started also in Chicago. And for me, what comes up is like, again, the issue of control, the loss of freedom. Yes, we want to help individuals, but again, in the mindset, what are we doing to individuals when that happens? So it's like this discovery, again, the fear of the unknown, but you're saying at the same time, wonderment about what will happen in the future. We can't control the future, but we can't be able to change our own destinies, and this is the place to do it. We can prepare. Change our own mindsets about becoming wealthy in this space. That particularly now is the time to. And this is wonderful. We've been learning about XLM for quite some time, XRP, XDC, hbar, and all of that. And so we're very fortunate. How can we spread the word? And this is what I think one of our responsibilities being in this space is to share, and to now 2023, let's make it that is one of our goals, to really go out and educate and promote ourselves as coaches, promote ourselves as individuals in the know, and bring this information forward. So thank you.
And thank you so much, Ms. Zuli, and I appreciate you so much. It's always great to have you on the call, and just to see you every single time. You never fail to miss. So I appreciate having you here with us.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right. And I just dropped a link for you all. So if there's anybody that's interested in joining the Discord group, This is the new link. All right. If you know that you have not paid to be in the Discord group, this is the new link. Do not go to the Gumroad. We're not using Gumroad anymore. We're shifting over to this new link. All right. So I recommend that if you want to stay inside the Discord group, because I'm heart attack serious about this, guys. Like I let a lot slide in 2022. All right. It won't happen in 2023. Okay. It can't happen in 2023. So this is the link. Okay. Please copy this link. Pay your dues, pay your fee. All right. That way you can stay in. All right. And if you want to join, that is the link. I also drop the link inside of YouTube as well. If there's anybody that needs that link, there you go right there. But this is the new system that we are using. So I want to get everybody onto the new system. And then we'll also have, I'll actually be launching as well for people who may not want full access to the Discord. Maybe you just want access to the coffee and crypto section of the Discord. Okay. I will be opening that up as well, where you can just have access just to the coffee and crypto section of Discord. Okay. And that will be, and that will come with a, I believe I may have put a trial period on there, but either way, that will come with, you guys will be able to join in on that, which will be great. And to join just that part, it's just a donation of $10 a month, you know, so that's just to say, hey, I support the channel. So, you know, if you do support coffee and crypto and you know what I'm saying, you may not need to join the whole thing, but you're like, hey, I come on the show and at least want to support, what you got going on, Vince. Then I want to go ahead and drop this link for you all as well. And I'm going to drop this inside of the Zoom channel as well. Okay, that's the second link. And that's for anybody that just wants to say, hey, I appreciate you. I come to the show. And this is just a $10 gratitude payment just to say thank you. And I dropped that on YouTube as well. So guys, you will be able to get both of these links inside of the description below after the video is posted. But other than that, guys, I want to say thank you so much to each and every single one of you all for taking the time to plug in. Hopefully you got a mass amount of value today. I think today was crazy. I'm gonna go back and watch this show just to kind of see what are all the pointers. Oh, wait, we got Jamel. Go ahead, Jamel. Look, I can't call on you if I don't see them hands.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. I just got a couple of questions. Because I don't know if I'm like up to date with paying. So is there a place where we can pay, or like do we just pay on that new website where you just dropped?
Yeah, the one that says Vincent Owens Group member, that the one I just dropped right now, that is the one that that is the one that you'll be able to just get everything, get everything up to date.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And are the 15-minute sessions gonna be included, or do we need to pay for each meeting?
What do you mean by the 15-minute sessions?
Because you know how you had like 15-minute like sessions with people who booked a session with you?
Those are free. No, the 15-minute sessions are free. The 15, so it's a lot changing this year, and we're gonna have off of Coffee and Crypto, we're gonna actually have a Discord group meeting starting next week. So next week we're gonna have a meeting with everybody that's in the Discord together, and I'm gonna update you guys. There's a lot of things that's changing. Office hours is changing. Office hours will not be available just to people that's in the Discord. It'll only be available to private coaching students. So I'm changing that up as well. The Discord is strictly for community. It's strictly for education, and it comes with that calendar that I showed you guys last week as well, the 5 trading sessions, stuff like that. But as far as the 15-minute session, the 15-minute session is for somebody that may just want to do a free consultation to just figure out if the Discord is for them, or if the private if the private one-on-one coaching is for them, or whatever the case may be. That's what the 15 minutes is for.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Sir. Yep. So that's just for a brand new person that may just want to make sure that I'm someone they want to work with.
Okay. All right. Thank you, man.
Awesome. Well, With that being said, guys, this was an amazing episode. I know we went over a little bit, but this was great. I want to say thank you to everybody that's on YouTube, man. Make sure you click that subscribe button, smash the like button, and do me one favor, guys. Go if you are subscribed to the YouTube, go to this video today and just do me one favor and drop XRP and XLM to the moon. I will see you all on episode number 70 on next Tuesday.